Okay, welcome to the OCR GCSE Business Revision. This is all based on year one when you're in year 10, and we're starting at the beginning of the course with enterprise and business planning in this presentation. So, first topics cover entrepreneurship. With most of these presentations, as we work our way through, you'll see a number of bullet points. Those bullet points usually represent the syllabus, where it details the number of ideas, concepts, etc., that you need to know. So, for the purpose of entrepreneurship, there are three purposes: spotting an opportunity, developing an idea, and satisfying customer needs. When it comes to spotting an opportunity, this is spotting that opportunity in the market. Where is that gap in the market? How can you produce a product that is different or a service that's different? Then you go into developing the idea, going through the process of bringing that idea to the marketplace. And ultimately, satisfying customer needs means that also producing a product that people actually want. The second part of enterprise looks at the entrepreneur themselves. Now, in your lessons, you will have been taught lots of different famous entrepreneurs, but again, in the syllabus, there are just a number of characteristics you need to worry about. Four things here: creativity, risk taking, determination, and confidence. With all of these, be able to look at the case study that you've been given and identify whether that entrepreneur has these characteristics. Obviously, creativity fits in with that purpose of entrepreneurship, being creative about a new product or service, and so on. The risk taking is a big element here. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur because they are very risk adverse. The risk taking is often what makes them an entrepreneur. The determination to keep going against adversity when people turn you down, again, it gives you that tenacity as an entrepreneur. And the confidence to keep going is key. So, a big concept here is risks and rewards. Now, I say it's a big concept because we've got a very light touch here at the beginning of the course, but actually at the end of the course, there is the interconnected interdependence of business, which comes under section 7, and that has risks and rewards in there as well. So just be aware of that because that could then mean that they crop up again on paper 2. In terms of the basics on paper 1, though, the risks cover those two things: financial and non-financial. The financial straightforward. Essentially, you could lose everything. As an entrepreneur, you're risking your money, your personal finances, as well as other people's money. So you could lose everything there, and that's obviously takes a big impact on your life. The non-financial focuses on the health and well-being, because as an entrepreneur, a small business owner, you'll have to put in all of the work yourself. So therefore, you might be working long hours, you might be away from your family, you might be stressed out, and that can all have a negative impact on your health. Of course, the reason we do it are the rewards, and again, we've got financial and non-financial rewards. Obviously, the key financial reward is making money. You go into business to make money, to make a profit, and hopefully, if you're successful, that's what you'll do. But don't forget the non-financial rewards as well. So independence covers things like being your own boss, being able to make your own decisions. That links in quite nicely with the next one of self-satisfaction, of being able to do something yourself. Maybe you've solved a problem, maybe it's your product that has created a new market. And also making a difference. That could be making a difference in a market, but it could also be making a difference in terms of creating employment and so on. So, with risks and rewards, you'll probably need to be able to weigh those up against each other and look at what information you've been given to see whether the risks outweigh the rewards. You've then got business planning, and the key to business planning is making sure that you have enough plans so that you don't fail. Okay, so the first bullet point there, to reduce the risk of failure, that's one of the reasons we draw up a business plan. Obviously, we want to be as successful as possible as well. So the business plan will help us do that. Ultimately, a business plan should do those four things. It should identify the market that you want to sell to. It should identify the resources you need to get that product to the market. It should identify the finances that you need. And that obviously links in well with other concepts like break even and cash flow in year 2. And your business plan should give an idea of the aims and objectives of the business and what it wants to achieve. Now, the column on the right-hand side gives you an idea of perhaps what should be inside that business plan. So you'd want an explanation of the idea. You'd want to know who the people are, and that includes the owner and their skills, as well as anyone they're intending to hire. It would also include the market research that you've carried out to prove that there is a market for your product, and the finance requirements, because normally, if we're talking about a business plan at the start, you'll be taking that business plan to an investor or a lender like a bank, who will look at this information to judge whether you should have money lent to you or not. And then finally, it should cover the competitors that you're up against and to show that you have an awareness of those competitors. So, what exam tips can we offer for this section of the course? Well, you're going to read the case study, that should go without saying, hopefully, but make sure that you link to the entrepreneur that's mentioned. If there's questions about entrepreneurs, use their name, use their situation. Remember to balance risk and rewards. It will normally be a larger question, so you might be saying they have this risk, but they have this reward. And don't forget to make a judgment as whether that risk was worth it. Okay, and that obviously brings in the concept of the rewards, because you might then say that it was worth it because they achieved this, that, and the other. Don't be afraid to suggest you need further information, especially with a business plan type question. And talking of business plans, when you're evaluating a business plan, think about what it contains or what it is missing. Sometimes the question might be, look at this business plan or look at the contents of somebody's business plan, and is it adequate enough? So think about what was on that previous slide. Has it got those different sections? Has it got that information on all of those different areas of the business? That's going to help you evaluate and make a judgment on whether that business plan is any good or not.